are
Hello.
live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gathering Paracast. And my name is Heidi.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're gathered around the metaphysical table tonight.
Yes, together.
Not separate tonight, which
I
has
know,
been
which
a few
is
weeks.
Yes, it's always fun.
It is. And we're at my studio here in Minneapolis, and it's a lovely fall night. So we're super happy to be here with you as we're still in the spooky season.
Yes. Well, really, the spooky season is until Thanksgiving, I always think.
Well, it's not as dark as it's going to be, but I mean, with Halloween next week.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I mean, we're in it to win it at this point.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to talk about something fun. I think it's fun. I know you and I are not on the same page.
No, but that's okay.
But that's
okay.
fine. That's totally fine. We're not doing this because we're on the same page on everything here.
No.
So anyway, what we're going to talk about tonight. So this is something that I believe that I've referenced quite a few times on the show before. And this is activity that's been going on at my house, mine and Tim, our house that we have, regarding possible UFO activity. And so we'll show a video in a little bit, and I'm not claiming that what we're going to show you is absolutely guaranteed to be some kind of UFO activity or UAP, right? UAP is what it's now. So I'm not saying it is. However, it's interesting enough that I wanted to put this on the show. And so I'm going to give you guys a little background. Like we were talking about this ahead of the show. Like, why do I do this? What is going on? You think I'm half nuts to do this. Tim and I, we do this a lot. So we do this thing called CE5, which is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And for those of you that don't know the 1 through 5, I'm going to go through it here with you. So Close Encounters, this is all about UAPs, UFOs. Close Encounters of the First Kind is some kind of sighting. You see something that you believe, or maybe can try and prove, is some kind of UFO or craft. Close Encounters of the Second Kind is, now I'm going to get this messed up. Oh, I have it on my phone. I know. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get them all tangled up. So let me open this up. Okay. So we have Close Encounters of the Second Kind. Oh, it's physical evidence. That's right. So that was like when they got the craft down in Roswell, right? So Close Encounters of the Third Kind is when you witness the actual occupants of a UFO. So some kind of alien beings, not just a craft.
Yeah.
Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind is abduction. That's some kind of you're taken, you're abducted, whatever. Now, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. So this is what I'm talking about here. There's two ideas of this. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is either evidence of abduction. So let's say you find a scar, or you find a little, what are those little things in your skin, or a chip or whatever, or some kind of anomaly in your body that you don't know where it came from. That's not what I'm subscribing to when it comes to Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. So Dr. Stephen Greer has this process that he calls Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, CE5, which is human initiated UFO interaction. And so he has this process, you can look it up, I'm not going to go through it now, where you go outside and you basically are reaching out to any beings that are here from somewhere else. And so I think that now that interpretation can get kind of expansive, because anything could be from somewhere else, right? It doesn't have to be what we consider a traditional alien or UFO or whatever. So I think it's interesting, like, who knows who we're talking to. However, when Tim and I do this, and we've been doing this for a good 2 years, at least 2 years, and we go outside and we'll talk to any beings who are here for our highest good and who are willing to communicate with us and let us know that they're here. So that's what we do on a regular basis. And we've been doing this for about 2 years. Now, here's the deal. Over the time that we've been up in the northern suburbs, right, living in the northern suburbs, when we were out 35 plus miles from the Twin Cities proper, like Minneapolis proper. So we're far enough away from the hubbub that we're not just, we don't have airplane activity. If we do, it's during the day and it's small crafts and we can hear them a mile, miles away. We don't have that at night. At night, there are airplanes flying as high as they fly, right? They don't come down low because we're not near the airport. But we know they're airplanes because they have the blinking lights. The red and the green, I think, is the two colors, right? You see these red and green blinking lights, it's some kind of aircraft, our aircraft flying up way high. And then we can see satellites too. You always can tell a satellite because it's like, and it just keeps going straight across. So there's a question. What's going on in the sky? We don't know. That's the point. Like, we see these things, the airplanes, the satellites flying, right? So we are asking for some kind of confirmation that there is something here, something with us that is acknowledging us communicating. So there have been a couple times, and I think I told you about this, so we can see the Little Dipper. I think it's the Little Dipper pretty clearly from where we sit looking facing north. And we ask whoever's with us to put a light in the bucket of the Little Dipper. And on multiple occasions, we've seen something. Now, we haven't had our cameras or anything, so we just sit out there and do it just because we want to see if it'll happen. And maybe they won't communicate with us if we're filming it, right? So we don't bring a camera out. We just want to do it for ourselves. Well, this has happened a few times. So now we're starting to bring our cameras out. So we have a video from a couple weeks ago.
It was the same night that we were in different locations live. Right. Yeah.
It was when we were doing that Bigfoot show or the
cryptid
show.
It was
so we were each in our own outdoor location.
Yes.
And Tim went back out because there was some weird stuff happening by the time we went in, and he went out without even telling me. I didn't know he was going out, or I would have gone back out. And he came in and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you've got to see this video. I don't know what it is." And I watched it. When I first watched it, and we'll play it here in a second. When I first watched it, I was looking at it and I'm like, how high is that? And he goes, "It's like satellite high, I think." I mean, it's hard to get a depth perception when you don't have anything to show it against. You don't have any, but he goes, it was really far away. I felt like it was really far away. It looked like it was really far away, but it was creating its own light, and it wasn't moving in a straight line, and it had no blinking lights, and it was like some kind of oblong spherical shape. So I showed you the video already. What do you think?
I don't know. When I've been in northern Minnesota, I've seen strange things up in the sky that I know are not satellites or planes or whatever. But typically those would kind of stop, and then they would just kind of hang out for a little while and then they would move, which is very interesting. That one didn't do that. So this is a little bit different than that.
Right.
So I think the best thing we can do is show it, and then everybody can have a look. And if you want to comment on it, please do. Tell us, share your thoughts about it.
All right. So you can see this coming at an angle, kind of moving up, and then it starts changing directions. See how it's moving up, and then it kind of zigs and zags, and then here it stops and it turns a little bit, and then it goes straight up, and then it disappeared. So it didn't even go out of camera. It just disappeared. So Tim stopped recording. But it was interesting because it has this self-created light that's all it is, at least that we can see of it. And it's doing this zigzag up through the sky. It's some weird pattern. I mean, anytime I've seen a satellite, it just goes straight. Just whatever way it's going, it's straight. It doesn't move in a new direction. It doesn't stop.
Nope. That is true.
So we thought it was weird. I mean, cool. Oh, here it is again. So watch how it just is kind of wiggling along. And it's really high up there. And see how it just kind of just changes directions a little bit, and then it just keeps going. So we saw this, and we've been hard at CE5 now for the last couple weeks. We're just like, yeah, all right, here we go. So the other night we were out there. I don't know if it was Sunday night or Monday night, because I've been like, come on, let's get more footage for the show, because we want to do the show on the show. So we went out there the other night, hadn't even gotten our phones out yet, because we were going to record whatever. And Tim said, okay, anyone who's here for our highest good, if you can, and here's us digging our phones out. It was cold. So we had phones in our back pockets. Yeah. You know, winter coats on. So we're trying to dig them out. Can you flash any kind of bright lights for us to see? So we're facing north again, the north sky. Can you flash any bright lights for us so we can know that you hear us? Let us know that you are aware of us. Don't even have the phones out. 1, 2, 3 huge, big, like someone took a flashlight and was like flashing at us like Morse code. Straight at us, bigger than it was. It was so intentional, because I've never seen anything like that at all when we've been out there. Within seconds of us going out there. We didn't even have our phones out yet, which is, you can say it's stupid, because we're intentionally going out there for this. We started, don't have our phones out.
It's like Bigfoot.
It's like they know.
Yes.
They're going to do it when you can't.
Yes.
Video it or for a picture or whatever.
Yeah.
So we were both like, we both like hit each other like, oh my God, did you see that one hit you? Like,
yeah,
but did you see that? And I'm like, I saw it. It was this flash of light. Like someone had a really bright flashlight aimed right at us and turned it on 3 times. And then, so now we got our phones out and we're ready.
And nothing happened.
Nothing.
Just like Bigfoot.
Nothing. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. We're doing the show in like 3 days. And now I've got one video. But it was so cool. Yeah. And it just, I don't know. It makes me really like inspired to go and do more, to try and initiate contact. And we've got this space that would be perfect for something to land. And we're like, you can land here if you're for our highest good. Now, we understand we're gambling. Yeah. I understand it's a gamble. You want to jump out of a boat and hope that you get your leg grabbed by a mermaid. That to me is a gamble. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. So we're all into our things.
That's right. That is true.
Right.
That is very true.
So I'm hopeful that we get some beings, and hope then also that they're good.
Yeah. Because what if they're bad?
Well, then that's the gamble. Oh,
was that?
There was some dramatic music here. I just heard it. All of a sudden, it was like,
boom, 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 boom.
You know, we're talking about this. What if? And all of a sudden, this big boom of music just came through.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Interesting.
Anyway,
so the comments that we've had are interesting. You can definitely see the switch in direction. Yeah. Are there any other comments? Like, has anybody had any experiences of this nature?
Yeah, I'd
that
love
they've
to know.
had.
Yeah,
you know, now I've talked to plenty of people who have had UFO experiences and people who have been abducted. So they say by UFOs.
We've had some folks on our show.
Yes,
that have been abducted multiple times.
Yes,
too.
Yes,
and
yes,
you know, as much as I believe in all this,
yes,
the whole abduction thing. I mean, I guess I have to believe in that too, because how could you?
Right.
How could you not? It's just some of the stories you hear, you just go, really? But I suppose it's just my human brain can't wrap my mind around it.
Well, they just appear, right? So then all of a sudden they're there at their beds, and then they do whatever it is they do, and then they wake up, and then they have bruises and things going on in their bodies, you know.
It's interesting now you say that. I end up with bruises, and I also could be just klutzy, but I had a string of bruises. It was 5 dots in a row, like this, across my leg, like 5 bruises in a straight line.
Well, what do you think it was?
I don't know. I showed it to Tim, and he's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "I don't think I did anything. I don't know how I would have gotten that. It was 5 equal dots all down my leg, like this far apart." Probably.
Maybe you should check and see if you have any little things in you, little chips.
I don't know how I'd do that.
Well, I don't either, but X-rays, I guess.
Oh, go to the doctor and ask if I can have my leg X-rayed to see if I have a.
No. I think I need to because I might have a, broken leg or something.
Yeah,
you know?
my leg feels broken. Can you X-ray it?
I mean, yeah, how would you check? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So,
But,
yeah.
hmm.
But yeah, it's weird. You wake up and you go, oh God, how did I get this bruise? Anyway, who knows? But
Yeah. So, yeah. So, and so have we. And, most of them are in northern Minnesota for me. I've talked to a lot of people who talk about, you know, UFOs coming out of lakes even, you know, and then they come in. Big Dave, you know, the mountain man said that he's been abducted several times, you know, and he knows several, his cousin too. So it's like they go in families too. That's the other thing that's interesting.
I think that makes sense though, because if they're working with certain DNA, or if it's been planted DNA,
so they kind of target
from however long generations ago, right?
Right.
That they can study. I mean, that would make sense to have, you know, like tests, you know, on a control versus whatever. So yeah.
Well, and Jean Walker, who we had on, talks about that too, right? The family thing. It was her aunt, and then it skipped to her, and you know, probably was way back too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting stuff, and who really knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting, and I'm excited. So we were just out there the other night. We had our camping chairs out, and we were sitting in the kind of field, you know, between it's between our house and the river. We have this big open space, and no city lights, nothing. Just we're out in the country, so it's just perfect for watching the sky. And so we were sitting out again the other night. It cleared up. It was cloudy, and then it cleared up, and we were like, "Oh, we're heading out." Grabbed our chairs, went and sat outside for an hour, and didn't see anything because I'm ready. I'm like, all right,
well,
we're gonna film.
It's when you're ready though that it never happens.
I know. That's why I was so glad that Tim got that video. That again, I'm not saying is anything UFO, but what was it?
GoPro. Maybe you should have a GoPro and put it right here so that when you're looking up, it automatically will.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But well, very interesting to be sure. And you know, if any of you out there are watching this today or in the future or whatever, and you have some experiences, do let us know. Maybe you'd like to be on the show and talk about them. You know. Yes, as yes, the star of the show often fails to show up.
They do know when they're the star, I think.
They do.
And
they do.
Like, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait till you don't have your cameras out.
Exactly.
But if there's anybody out there that has had other experiences, we'd love to have you on the show. Because we want to hear about this stuff. And it's really interesting. And it's interesting to see some of the similarities, I think, that come up from story to story, location to location. You know, they could be states away and they're the same kind of, you know, happenings. I mean, we worked on cases where there's a lot of time loss.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Always. Always time loss.
Hours and hours of time loss. That one location that we went to north of the cities that we were doing UFO investigation, one of the guys brought some kind of like a radiation detector. What is that? I can't remember.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway,
yep.
And the only place that we got anything on the meter was the place that the person was standing when they came back from a time loss. They woke up standing outside. And there was
Geiger counter or something like that.
Geiger
counting.
Is that it?
I think that's what it. Yeah.
She woke up outside and there was a craft over her leaving, and she went inside and it was hours. She had no idea how she was out there that long. So, or how much time had wasn't aware of it. So that was the only place that had it out of the whole. Well,
and you know what's interesting about that is we lose time when we're out looking for Bigfoot too, which is interesting. You know, we think we're out there for maybe an hour and it turns out to be 3 or 4, you know, so kind of the same kind of thing.
Well, but the Bigfoot UFO connection is often in the same place. You know, I mean, there's a lot of UFO activity in places that there are a lot of Bigfoot sightings, and you wonder, are they connected? Possibly. I'm not saying they are, but it's just interesting. You know? So.
Well, we don't know, right? And there are no experts in the paranormal world. If anybody tells you they're an expert, laugh and walk away because they're not.
More to learn.
That's right. Nobody knows everything.
Right.
You know? So, well, very cool. Well, you'll have to keep us updated.
I will.
You know, I mean, the Paranormal Smorgasbord is in 2 weeks, so maybe you'll have some some more interesting things.
Yeah, I might have to get some GoPros. I think Tim has one. I'll have to see if we have one that can be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have body cams, but I don't know how you'd put
Yeah.
that up here.
There's got to be a way.
A couple of our team members have GoPros though, but they put them here, but you could certainly put them up here.
Yeah, that's what we should get, some GoPros, because
Yeah.
then we can just sit outside and look around, and it's like, yeah,
Mhm. Then you don't
Because
have to worry about it. It's just
we see
recording.
stuff all the time.
It's just recording.
yeah,
Yeah.
we see stuff all the time. It's just we
Yeah.
don't catch it on video, but it's been. But that the other night when we had those 3 solid lights right at us,
Mhm.
right after we asked, that was cool.
Mhm.
That was really cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Fingers crossed that we get.
Yeah, that you can talk
something
about in
else.
2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks.
Yeah. So here we go.
Okay. Well, I think that's a wrap for this week.
Yeah.
You know, it's been about the right amount of time. Is there, did you want to talk about anything else about this? No, we've kind of said everything.
No, we should talk about next week.
So, yeah. So next week, we're going to have a seance here at the studio before the show, and then we'll keep it up. I mean, kind of, sort of. We'll tell, well, it'll be the same as what we did last year, but
Yeah.
we were on the radio last year.
We'll have the
So-
show, and we'll still have the equipment out, because when we do a seance, I'm gonna have some equipment out just to see if anything is interacting. So
Right.
so we'll do the seance when typically we're kind of quiet.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as vocal,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
lame to watch for you guys.
Yeah. It is.
So we'll do that first, and then we'll do the show, and we'll keep some of the equipment out away from our
Mhm.
equipment here, so that we don't have any false positives. But
Mhm.
we'll see, if anything continues while we're on the show next week. And that's our Halloween show.
Yeah.
So you
Halloweeny.
guys can stay tuned for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hopefully
So
we'll have some cool stuff
Mhm.
to talk about.
exactly. And then in 2 weeks, it's the paranormal smorgasbord. So
Yeah.
get your subjects ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Busy season, spooky season.
Yep.
So anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you to all the military members who might be watching, the troops. Thank you for your service. And please be safe.
Yes. And everybody in the chat room or wherever you're listening or watching us, thank you so much for tuning in. We are glad you're here with us every week. And thank you to Jason, our producer, for pulling this together, and our awesome intros. And they've been
Yes.
great this month
Yes. Yes.
with
yes.
all the Halloween stuff.
Yes.
And for Cryptovania TV hosting us. Thank you so much for letting us call this
Yeah.
home.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. But it still takes a while. Jason, you are just outdoing yourself with all this stuff
Holy
this
cow.
month.
Thank you. No, we did have an issue with tonight's show. It
Oh.
went